Good morning, gardening friends. Today is Sunday, the 21st of September, and it's a beautiful day. We've basically been dry for pretty much a couple of weeks now. It's a nice change from all that rain, but believe it or not, we're in a drought. I thought I'd start here because Miss Mimi is joining us this morning. She is just thrilled to be out. Be out from her covers, that is. But I thought I'd start in here and show you these orchids are still around. This Phalaenopsis has definitely been worth the expense. It wasn't that expensive. It was only like $12. I've had it now for a couple of months. And this one is on its way to beating that. It looks like it is growing, this other little stem. That one doesn't look like it did anything yet. Miss Mimi, you want to go for a walk? Huh? You going for a walk? No, not today. Oh, goodness. I've been busy outside. Since it's been dry, it's actually been cool if you get out early in the morning, which I have been. So I've been doing lots of gardening here in the front porch. Things look pretty much about the same. Not much has changed, not much new over here. My pencil cactus is sending out leaves. This is not part of the pencil cactus. That's part of the philodendron. I do cut those things off because they get kind of lengthy after a while. As you can see here, they go all the way down and entwine around the other plants down there. But here everything is still looking green. This Phalaenopsis is still doing well, and these stems of the spent blossoms are still green, so I didn't cut them back. Oh, I see I have another blossom, or another set of blossoms here. Can't really see it without twisting it backwards. My episetum. But yes, it has been a good week. Did some painting as well, which you'll see later. So let's take a walk outside. Some activity took place across the street. They finally cleaned out the lawn because it was all overgrown. And they opened all the blinds of the house across the street. So some activity. Here, everything is looking lush. I do have to water again. I'm keeping my lawn alive by watering it. But I did go ahead and top off the gardenias. I'm fighting this one wants to die on me, but I keep adding extra water to it. Trimmed the loropetalum and the camellia on the corner, so they look good. I also decided to give up on the idea of the cleome that were in these pots and bought me a couple of chrysanthemums. They at least will stay green. The cleome was a mistake. They don't do well in pots. They lost most of their leaves and didn't really do much else. Here you can see, if the sun isn't blinding you, well, there's no good way to show it here with the sun out. But the hydrangea is doing well there. It has risen above the aspidistra. This is really the first year in about 4 or 5 that it's gotten that tall. Oh, let's take a look at the figs. See what's going on there. Ah, the figs are starting to develop better. And I noticed there was a couple on this branch as well, so it's possible. Have about another month left. Well, till the 3rd week of November. It's possible I might have some figs on that this year. Spent a lot of time here cleaning up my camellias. And I started on the tea olives. I did that tea olive back there. Used to be when I was younger, I could do all 4 of those tea olives at once, but that one wiped me out. So 1 tea olive a day, amongst other things. So I'll be getting those other 3 this week. But yes, here it looks pretty much set for the fall. Everything is trimmed and shaped the way it should be. Camellias have lots of buds. They are just full of bud. Not so much this one yet, but it's got a few buds on it. The blackberries are really leafing out nicely. I should have another good crop next year. I did cut all of the canes off this year. They only give fruit once on a cane, so you might as well cut it down as soon as they're done fruiting and encourage growth for next year, because this is the canes that will bear fruit next year. Cucumber is coming back. Something ate everything, but it looks like it's coming back again. Ate all the leaves, I should say. This cucumber is probably starved for moisture, but it does have some flowers on it. And something came and nipped the top of my gumbo thing. Gamba in African. I don't know what did that, but something did. I did also cut back the wandering dude to free up the gardenias. And I very, very carefully trimmed up this camellia. This is a sasanqua. This is white dove. You can see the flower buds have already set, and this will be one of the first. This will be the first of the camellias to bloom, and it'll probably do so in another month. But it was very hairy. It had a lot of growth on the top and the sides, so I cut the new growth off, and I pretty much just stopped where I saw buds. So I only lost a bud or 2, so it should have a nice batch of flowers. Oh, Anna the banana spider has caught herself a bee. I don't know if you can see that or not, but she is busily spinning the bee in her web. So sad for the bee, but that is life. Everything here is looking good. I also bought some more mums over there. Actually, it was 2 mums that I plopped together in the same pot. My second tomato plant of the year is doing well. I don't know why the tip of that is wilting. Just in case it's... Oh, I can't pinch it, so I'll have to come back with a knife later. I'll cut it off. It might have some kind of a disease on the tip. But it's got some little tomatoes. That's a husky tomato. I do like the look of this mandevilla. That may come and live inside the garçonniere this winter. Ooh, I just walked through a web. Everything here is looking good. I did not trim these back yet. I need to trim them one more time this year. This camellia I'm going to let go. I have already shaped it once. I'm just going to let it do its own thing. It does have a bunch of buds. Not a whole lot, but it has more than it had last year. Oh, there's the hummingbirds. I don't know if you can see them. They just flew in and out. 2 of them. Oh, I hear them in the distance. They were not happy that I disturbed them. The peach angel's trumpet is over my head. It is about 8 foot tall. Pieris japonica is getting ready to bloom, but it won't be till the spring. This yellow jasmine has really done well. It is evergreen, so it should stay very nice and green for the winter. I still have to get up there and tie it to that bar at the top. And here you can see I finally finished this side of the garçonniere. The doors have been painted. The trim around the doors have been painted. And all the windows scraped off. So it's its final look right now. I was surprised the bougainvillea is starting to bloom again. For a while there, in the middle of the summer, it just lost all of their leaves, and it was nothing but sticks. So I am pleased to see flowers again. This is the time of the year that it does bloom. You have to be careful, they do have thorns. This one is, oh, I see greens coming out on those stems down there. This one is about 3 or 4 years old. That one I just got last year. Here all is well in my herbs. Unfortunately, I lost my thyme again. For some reason, I have a hard time growing thyme, which is a shame because it's one of the herbs I use the most. So I bought another thyme and put it in a pot. I also bought some marigolds and, of course, more mums for back here. The geraniums are waning now because of the heat, but they still look good. I guess this is probably the prettiest plant of the week so far, the bougainvillea. It looks like my toad lily is fixing to bloom here. I did clean up this one boxwood, and I do see it has some green growth on it, so I'm going to give it a chance. That one was replaced, I guess, about a year ago with one of my spare plants. But if it keeps growing, I will hope that it will thicken out. I have cut these boxwoods down to the ground in past years. These boxwoods, these two, I used to have more in between. They were actually cut down to the ground. So once one of the boxwood heads gets established, if you cut it down to the ground, it will sprout back thicker. Usually does quite well coming back. These boxwoods are all the original ones, but I used to have other ones in between. I thinned them out. Oh, there is Peanut. Peanut is taming down. Dee Dee, I haven't seen. She disappeared. She just wandered off. And Peanut is left, and so is Fluffy. Peanut is turning out to be a lovable cat. He follows me around. He will allow me to pet him while he's eating, but he's always kind of wondering what it is I'm doing. When I was painting the doors, he sat and was watching what I was doing. Back in here, all is well. I haven't done any major work back here. This will be next week. I plan on attacking some of the backyard. The bananas are huge. This Sarnoan repons is coming up nicely. This one is starting to take over since the camellia died back. That Sarnoan is taking off, and it will eventually get that size. I've got the fountains going. Peanut, I drive Peanut crazy with the fountains because he likes they like to drink. I think you can see it through here. The fountain, the boiling pot that I've got, they like to drink from that. And I have a remote control for the fountains It's in my kitchen. So every now and then when I see them getting ready to drink, I'll turn the fountain on and then turn it off, and it drives them crazy. Peanut and Fluffy. Peanut actually, when it runs like this, he takes his paw and kind of bats at the water. Curious. I hear a noisy bird. The other cats must be back here. Oh, you can get a good view of the top of the Canary Island date palm while the sun is temporarily behind a cloud. Oh, I see I need to straighten up this coleus. Maybe I'll take cuttings. It's got prime for cuttings now. That Sasanqua should be about the second one to bloom. The ferns are dying back in the Pindo palm. Most of the fruits have now dropped off. They're not quite as messy when they drop off into the undergrowth as opposed to dropping off on the grass. It's a nice view of the cycads from here. David, of course, looks the same. Not much ever changes there. I do see there's a pathway in my monkey grass. That must mean that Gado goes back there. The green and white ginger lilies are doing well. These caught, the two in the front. They used to be over here before I put that new clump in. That's a nice view up through the Serenolan rapans. The yellow really stands out. It looks like some of the kumquats are starting to turn yellow, soon to be orange. All is well here. Looks like I'm starting to lose some of my leaves on the plum tree. Hopefully next year it'll have flowers. I did see, this year it had only about a half a dozen flowers, no plums. It is an Ozark plum. I have been told, or at least I've read up on it, and it supposedly will fruit by itself. It doesn't need a pollinator, but we'll see. They always do better with a pollinator. This side of the tool shed, I put in the new doorknob. I still have to paint around this door. The door is done, but I need to paint the frame one more time. Other than that, all is looking well. That's not looking all that healthy again. I think this time, if that one dies, the threadleaf Chamaecyparis, I may just call it quits and take that one out. I hate doing that, but I like having a pair. And this, I think, is the 4th or 5th time I've put one there, and it looks like it's starting to die again. Why they die there and not there, I don't know. Maybe I'll plant a, what is that stuff called? The evergreen I have in the front yard. I'll think of it. Need to come here and trim this. I really need to attack that fence. That's going to be one of the first things I do this week. The frangipani, Cryptomeria, is really looking lush. Yeah, this area just needs a little prim and cut a few things. Primp, I guess. I need to primp it up, not pimp it up. But yeah, it's all pretty much looking pretty good. That turquoise color really shines off or shows up from a distance. I do have cushions for these benches on the corner. I just don't ever put them out because I really don't sit there anymore. This archway is going to be absolutely full of blossoms because I see lots and lots of buds. I will come and just tip it up a little bit just to shape it. I meant to do it over the summer, but just never got around to it. My pentas, I couldn't think of the name of that last week, is doing fine. Just have to remember, count the petals. 5 petals, that's why it's called pentas. Guess they're running out of people's names. I did take a cutting of marjoram from the front yard. I actually was weeding and pulled it up and it had quite a chunk of roots. I only have marjoram in the potager, so I thought I'd try growing it on a pot back here. It is an okay substitute for thyme, but it has a different flavor, slightly different flavor. My Mexican heather is still doing fine. Not full of bloom, but it has some blooms there. Probably not sunny enough for it. Oh, there's Fluffy. That's the other male cat I have now. He has a foxy tail. They're both intrigued again by the fountain going. They hear the noise and they just like to watch it go. Also got some new chrysanthemums here. Oh, since last week, this blossom has really shot up in the back. Unfortunately, some kind of bug decided to chomp on it, but that's the way things go when you have it outside. But that was just an unopened stem last week, and it has totally opened up. It's always exciting when that happens. I haven't shown my nepenthes in a while. These pictures have really done well. I think for the winter I'm just going to cut all these long growths off and just let that nice tight bunch stay at the top. I do like nepenthes. I just wish they would grow inside for me, but it must be too dry. Oh, look who's here, Peanut. Peanut has found his place. And there's their food. Yeah, other than that, it was a pretty good week. I'm going to sit here next to Peanut. I did cut back this rose-scented geranium, and it sprouted back, which is good. That will live inside the garçonniere for the winter. I got that, I want to say about 3 years ago. When I first moved here 30 years ago, I brought with me, I had moved from Houston, Texas. I had a large rose-scented geranium out on my balcony because I had a large balcony in Houston. And in any event, it was huge. It was probably about 2 foot across, and I used to have it on my front porch. And it did well on the front porch. That was way before it was glassed in. And then it just got too big and nasty looking, so I wound up, I didn't think at the time taking cuttings, I just tossed it. My Sarracenia is doing well. This one has sprouted nicely since the cats are now leaving it be. And Peanut is thinking, who is he talking to? What is he doing with that camera? But there you have it for the day. It's nice and cool here right now. I'd say it's probably in the low 70s. So I hope you all get to go out in your gardens this week and enjoy them. I'll be out actually later today. I have to water in the front yard. I don't like to do it on a Sunday, but I'll at least water the potted things. And I'll leave you with a picture of Peanut. So until next week, take care.